Glad to see you.
Alright everyone, welcome back to the Road to 100 in the new star of 28 star. Now running here in the new star, we will be running all things light based. So we will be looking for um, high light gift values paired up with all kinds of different light abilities and light scaling and light damage and so on and so forth. So the first weapon we're going to run here in the first level of the game here, the what is this called? The abandoned city or something? Underground city, underground entrance. So the ruined city underground. So in this area, we're going to be running the burning disaster gifts, as this has a monster of a scaling associated with it. The second highest, or yeah, the second highest damage that I would go for the burning disaster is going to be the fire uh, transformed, the Skothic transformed burning disaster, but the gifts is going to do the most damage when paired with Eva, as our light value goes pretty high once we're paired with her. Until then, though, it's not at its full potential, but because it's a light scaling um, weapon for its attacks, when you're paired with Eva, you get monster scaling damage out of it. And since we have Bridge to Glory and a couple other gifts here to simply boost our damage that much more, and they are based off of the base damage of the weapon to add to scaling, and then which then in turn adds to the physical. So we'll have a massive scaling number from Bridge to Glory when we're paired with Eva, and let's go ahead and see that now. And we'll have Swift Destruction active as well, and paired up with Hasten, so we should be able to be quick mobility most of the time. So we were at 246 and now we're at 2086. So our scaling number is 1840, which is about 9 times almost our base damage. And if we went for something up here like Blood Sacrifice, we could go ahead and see um, what our other gifts would get us. Okay. And let's go ahead and heal one more and go for flame damage. So here we will go 2253, and we will have 80 on fire. Now we could go over here, but see, we have a little bit less on the card, but we have 20 more in fire. So we can get pretty high with the burning disaster on our striking, slashing, running build here. And this is what we're going to run in the underground. And as Oliver is weak to fire, he's weak to pierce fire, but we'll go with slash fire, and this should make quick work of him, regardless. Now we're going for the Thunderbolt Impact here, as that does very, very well. Now we don't have to worry about a gift here to heal Eva, as we have Deliverance from the Ishtar Blood Code, which will always keep her alive no matter what, as long as we have health. Now this area here is fairly quick and simple, so we will be able to slash through these enemies very quickly, very effectively. And, okay, Eva is killing everyone before we get a chance to, so that's okay.
Keep it up.
And as we get up to these fellas here, we can do 6,000 damage from Shadow Assault, so that's pretty great. Okay, let's let this guy attack, and we'll go for a backstab. Now, playing light gifts, you definitely need to play a little bit differently, because light damage is only, well, light damage is really good, but light damage definitely does have some problems with it. Okay, let's go for a backstab, and then we'll head over here and do a Thunderbolt Impact and kill everybody. There we go. So 11,500 on, or 11,400 on those guys. So as you can see, we have plenty of damage output. And let's open all the doors. Door opening simulator here. Okay, and we'll pick up the gifts hidden in the crates here. Okay. And here we go. Didn't get the slime, but that's okay. And we'll pick up the coin here in the crates.
Enemy sighted. Watch your head.
Okay.
Just watch.
And the squids for the burning disaster pose no real threat, as they take almost their entire health bar in one hit. Now again, take all this with a grain of salt, as we are here in the first level of the game. This is always usually pretty quick and simple. But the nice thing is that the alleviated Daybreak Thunderfang affords us normal mobility on both weapons, and if we go for anything else, we are slow. So in the Executioner, we can switch back and forth between either one of these, either the Devour Chrome or the Eos Chrome, and we can get pretty considerable damage out of either one. Okay. Now see, as soon as Bridge to Glory is over, we did 500 damage there. So we have almost no damage as soon as Bridge to Glory ends. So we gotta make sure that we have enough Ichor at all times to keep Bridge going. But it definitely makes for a really fun way to play up the Burning Disaster here. So we'll go for a bunch of backstabs to replenish that Ichor. Oh, okay. And let's see. We'll go for Overdrive. So almost 7,000. That's pretty good. And we got a backstab to boot. So we were up there with Eva doing about 12,000 there with this fella. And every time we boost Overdrive and Offensive Order, we boost our backstabs as well. Okay, we took down both these guys. So that's a really good thing about having the extra damage come out. Okay, and we'll go for a backstab on this fella. And since our backstabs are much stronger now, we can kill in one hit there, which is great. Okay, and it makes quick work because they Offensive Order and Swift Destruction and Overdrive all increase our backstab potential here. Now it's just kind of a side effect here of what we have currently going. Now it's not a reason to go for these two, but it definitely makes it a fun reason and a fun side effect as well. Now let's kill this fella real quick, as we definitely don't want him getting any funny ideas of attacking us after the fact. Okay. That's always fun to pick up this one here, since it's not really out of the way too much, and it gives us another chance later on if we need extra heals during a level. We can definitely go for that. Okay, and let's continue on here. Hello, Louis. I already have a favorite friend here, so sorry about that. Let's pick this up, and we'll go for Eva for this fight. And we'll go for Bridge. Now we have 50% more drain on our weapon now, so we're up to 0.41 instead of 0.27. So we can get better Ichor back on drains as well. So then we're getting 10. Now that was pretty brutal there for that guy. We took him down really quick, which is really good. We definitely don't want these guys sticking around for longer than they have to. Okay. Okay, and with a attack and a plunge, that kills him in one hit, which is really, really good. Now, the Burning Disaster is up to 2,000 here, so that's really good. Let's go for a backstab if we can. He's up in the air there, not sure what he's doing, but that's okay. And we make quick work of these fellas no matter what here. Alright, now let's head on down and get the cutscenes going. Now since we have quick mobility here with Hasten, it allows us to get 10% more damage on our overall output. So Swift Destruction, since it's a out of parentheses multiplier, it boosts everything after all the buffs have done themselves, so it increases everything by another 10%, which is excellent. Which is why we want to go for... see, even Eva knows that we're spelunking. but that 10% is definitely worth all of it, all of that 10% that you get, because it, uh, when you're getting all of this amount of extra damage out of Bridge to Glory and the other weapons, or the other buffs, it's definitely worth getting that extra 10%, since it's an outside parenthesis multiplier. It definitely makes it much more beneficial than offensive order or overdrive. But since those are for backstabs, and they also help us a little bit of extra damage on our weapon, it's definitely worth going for everything. Okay, so we'll go for these, and we'll go for hasten when it comes up. There we go. And we'll get a backstab on this fella, and we'll make sure we keep an eye on the big guy over there. Good, 7,000, and he's dead. Okay, so that does pretty well. And we got an old world material, so that's good. And we'll watch out for the slime. Oh. I guess we got hit by the slime, but that's okay. We'll get through it here. Eva, just slash him. There we go. Okay, so we got the slimes, got the guy, and we are heading on up to the Oliver fight. Now we'll probably have to run a pure blood here, as that will put us back to full, and we can go for all of Eva's gifts and everything as well. Okay, so we'll go for this, and we'll go for the pure blood, and we will go for Eva, and we'll go for a drain, and we will go for mobility enhancer as well, as the other gifts are out. We will have to play our cards kind of close to the chest here with this fella. Alright, and here he comes. Okay. Okay. Now we're doing pretty good damage here. Okay, let's go for offensive order and hasten. Oh boy. Okay, and you can see there that Eva was okay, as we have what is that? Deliverance active. Now we need bridge. Oh, we need bridge up here, as that will allow us to finish out the fight there. And even though we took the death, we were able to keep Eva alive with deliverance, and she was able to get us back up with her gift as well. So that makes for a pretty quick and painless fight. If you would dodge correctly, you can get through that pretty quick and simple. Alright, let's go ahead and drink some water here in the cutscenes. Okay, so now we've made it to home base, and we will be able to watch all the cutscenes and kind of go through everything here pretty quick and simple and easy. So I think after cutscenes here, we will finish out for the day. Now, it's interesting to note that since the Burning Disaster is a mind scaling weapon, having high mind and high light value benefits it more than most other weapons. But it's a really good weapon if you're actually built correctly for it. But otherwise, if you're using it as an actual bayonet, it's the most worst one that you can actually find in the game for bayoneting. But actually, when you're using it correctly, in my opinion here, it definitely works out pretty well. Okay. Now Louis is gonna look at our blood for us, so that's okay. And we'll talk to everybody else here, and we'll head on to the next section, where we'll be picking up a different blood code and a different weapon set in order to see what other weapons are good mind scalers. A lot of fireworks outside, I guess. People are getting ready for 4th of July, it seems. Okay, and now into more cutscenes. So this part of the game is, you learn about a lot of the history and everything. But, okay, so thank you everyone for watching, and we'll see you in the next one, where we pick up another blood code and another light scaling weapon.